Go on, make it happen.
And now here's Steve and Michelle.
Welcome from the heart of Dripping Springs. We are Mallett and Michelle, hosted by me, Michelle Lewis, and no denim shirts, Steve Mallett today.
Just did it for you, Michelle. I'm wearing kind of a spiffy sweater
a penguin
today.
shirt.
It is a penguin shirt. I like this
It's
shirt.
not a sweater. That's just a shirt.
No, this is a sweater.
A sweater is woven. That is not wove. It's not. It's a cotton shirt. It's not.
And here we go. Hey, our guest today. Boy, that didn't take long for you to start picking on me. Jeez.
Look at my face. My face is even red.
It's so funny. All right, our guest today is Will Rivera from the Dripping Springs City Lifestyle magazine, which all of you have probably seen that magazine. It's a beautiful magazine. Michelle has one in here. Maybe hold it up for our Instagram Live people.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. The photography and just the pages in this magazine.
The quality of the magazine is really high quality. But Will, who started that magazine here in Dripping, is going to join us here in a little while. I wanted to give a shout out, one of our sponsors. Let's do our sponsors real quick. Show today brought to you by
Nomic Power Solutions,
Jovi Belterra, 55 plus community living,
South Star Bank, home of the rodeo clowns,
and Mallett Integrity Team Real Estate Professionals. Couldn't do the show without all of them. But I want to give a shout out to...
I mean, we could, but we would be... We'd suck.
Oh, yeah, that's without a doubt. Yeah, so thank you for that. I want to give a shout out to Jovi in Belterra, who is a sponsor, but they had Elvis in the building Friday night.
Dun, dun, dun,
Dun. You know what? When I heard that he was coming, we were going to go over and have dinner with my dad, and I was like, oh man, an Elvis impersonator. And we showed up, and I started listening, and then we went. It was in the bottom floor, and we went down, and we started watching. We had so much fun. He was so good. He didn't look that much like Elvis, but he had all the mannerisms, and he threw himself into every song, and he was doing the whole, the scarf around the ladies' necklace. There's these, 80-year-old ladies, and they're just swooning over this guy as he's singing, Love Me Tender, and it was really fun. We had a great time. He got people dancing. He did a conga line, and then near the end, I can't remember what song it was, but...
He did a Congo line?
Congo. Isn't it conga? Conga line?
Congo?
Conga. I think it's conga.
It's discombobulated.
Discombobulated
Congo.
Michelle. All these ladies in the audience, he was singing a love song, and they all put their cell phone flashlights on, and they were like swaying to the music in the audience. It was really fun.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I had a good time. So that was the way we kicked off our weekend. But Jovi, they're doing some cool activities over there, and that was one that was unexpectedly a lot of fun.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
Hey, let's clear up a couple rumors that are happening around town.
Yeah.
Well, kind of clear them up, I guess. Let's start with Dreamland.
Yeah. Have you figured out what's going on at Dreamland? So I saw something yesterday at on the neighbors page. Somebody said it's a Walmart. It's not a Walmart. It's not a Target. It's not. And then somebody said it was a Buc-ee's, which I thought was pretty funny. I think it's going to be a strip club.
Oh, jeez.
No.
Well, we know it's not Target because we think Target is looking further east, kind of more close to Belterra, which Target is looking out here, but I don't think Dreamland would be the place for them to go. The west side of Dripping Springs doesn't have enough traffic yet for a Walmart or a Target.
Not into Dripping Springs. I don't know. I mean, how many acres is it?
Well, there's multiple tracks. I think the big part of Dreamland is like 30 acres. So I would imagine that it's got a ding here somewhere. I don't know where that came from.
I don't know who ding that is.
That is could be maybe an apartment complex, something like that. It'd be a good location for that. I don't know if they have access to city sewer out there yet, but if it was a big enough apartment complex, they could certainly afford to run sewer out that far. And if the lawsuit ever gets settled with the city and the SOS that allows them to expand the wastewater treatment plant, then they'll have enough capacity for something like
Yeah,
that.
I just hope. I saw somebody. Oh, it was Johnny with Barton Creek
yeah.
AC. Johnny was on there, and I told him quit his bitching. He was talking. He said that the new 12290 is the new Y&O kill.
Oh,
And
God.
it is.
Yeah,
if you
that's
think
true.
about it, it's
Yeah.
like it's a cluster bleep right there.
All the time. I know.
The time. So the other rumor is the HEB. Now, we first heard that HEB was going to be building, they were going to be removing the shops and building where the shops are.
The little shopping center where the jewelry store and Thundercloud, they were going to tear that out. That's what we heard
And
at
then they
first.
were going to put the shops on the other side. Now, what we've heard is they are going to fully take out the HEB after they build a new one right next door to it. And
on the east side.
And it says the expansion would help serve the growing population of Dripping Springs, which is located about 25 miles west of Austin. I like it when they say 25 miles west. We're not that far.
No.
And last year was the fastest growing suburb in the Austin area, according to data tracked by the Austin, Business Journal. Dripping Springs had a population of 8,689 in 2024, up from 7,050 the year before, a 23.3% increase. They purchased the land right next door where the house was, and so they're going to build the HEB there, and then they're going to remove all of the shops because that's going to be part of the parking. No.
Really?
Yep. I don't think there's going to be any shops anymore. I don't
Wow.
know. So I don't know.
Well, they did that at Oltorf, Congress and Oltorf.
That HEB is that the bougie, the big 2-3-story HEB?
It's
really cool.
three stories, I think, and then I think there's a parking garage down below. But yeah, they had the older HEB kind of catty corner to that. They left that kind of as a small store. No, take that back. There was the kind of rundown one. They shut that down. They tore it down. Then they opened kind of a small store, catty corner to it, while they built the new store. And the new store opened up a little while ago, and it's really nice.
Yeah,
that's what we're going to have. We may have one of those 2 or 3 story HEBs
Wait,
here in
somebody
Dripping
did
Springs.
say that. Somebody said that it was going to be. I don't know where I saw that it was going to be 2-story. Don't quote me on that. But
It
quote me
could
on
be. It's allowed in Dripping Springs.
Yeah.
But, Thundercloud and the Jack Brown and who's the liquor store? Is it Twin Liquors over there?
I think Twin Liquors.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and
Hill
Country
Country.
Ranch. They'll have to go find someplace else. But, hey, a couple things. You just went through a big home remodel. Yeah.
I still have PTSD. Right now I'm getting wallpaper put up in
Ooh, lovely.
my breakfast room.
Well, a couple things I wanted to talk about real quick. I saw, this isn't really connected to my story, but I saw a headline the other day that I read. The real estate market, a lot of people don't realize how depressed the real estate market has been.
Depressing or depressed?
Both, yeah. Actually, we didn't have too bad a year last year.
No.
But I saw a stat, the National Association of Realtors, which almost every realtor in the United States is a member of, reported that 71% of their members last year did not close a single deal. Did not close one real estate transaction in an entire year.
You said that yesterday to me, and I was like, wow, that is crazy. But then I also remembered that, like, the last time I was in an Uber, he told me he was wanting
I know, yeah.
to be a real estate agent.
Yeah, you figure probably 40% of those are like people that, were helping people locate apartments while they were in college and things like that.
I can see that, but I cannot even imagine trying to do this job part-time with all of the current changes, legal changes that have happened. That you have got to be in the know about what's going on.
We're full-time real estate professionals, and it's hard for us to keep up with everything and not make any mistakes. And I'm helping some of our team. They're asking me questions about things that we should know, but we haven't done it enough because it's brand new. I'm kind of learning as we go. Yeah, somebody that does even 1 or 2 transactions a year, I don't even know how they could keep up.
Yeah, and you need to get in with a group like we're in Dripping Springs Elite.
Yeah, where you can
network and bounce ideas off of each other.
That's right. So I found this article on marthastewart.com.
Oh.
Yeah, 11 home features that will decrease the value of your property.
Okay, throw them at me. I'll tell you.
Okay, yeah. So the first one is superfluous upgrades, meaning things like multiple fireplaces.
Say that again, superfluous?
Superfluous.
Superfluous.
Say it again, Michelle.
Snuffleupagus.
superfluous. That's a pretty cool word, superfluous. Okay.
You threw a lot of words at me today.
Yeah.
It's hard.
All right. Multiple fireplaces. Like, you have a living room that has a fireplace, and then between the kitchen and the living room, you have a double-sided fireplace, and then you have one in the master. Like, too many fireplaces.
I guess it depends on where you live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too many kitchen sinks, and excessively large showers.
Ooh. Okay. So that.
Well, the shower would be.
Them?
No, that's number 1 of 11. So that's superfluous upgrades. That's things just like doing things, just like having a shower that is 12 feet by 12 feet just because you have the space for it is ridiculous.
That's a ditty shower.
Yeah. Oh, God. Jeez, don't go there. All right. Here's number 2. Heated floors. Those do not add value to the overall worth of your home.
I don't know. Heated toilets are my favorite.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said heated floors. Nobody gives you when you go in, somebody's going to buy it, and you go, well, it's got heated floors. They don't go, well, I'll pay $10,000 more for that. They don't do that.
No, not in Texas.
All right, one of a kind technology, meaning like some super high end stereo system that's cool today that will be out.
Not going to know how to use it.
Won't know how to use it, and tomorrow it'll be out of date. A converted bedroom, that would be. I really hate this whenever we see this. Converting a walk-in closet into a bedroom or a garage into a bedroom, that will decrease your home value.
Oh, okay.
So open concept layouts, those are actually kind of going a little bit out of style.
I heard that people are liking more of the compartmentalized living areas, but I still do my living and my kitchen are open.
I think open to a point.
But I don't
right?
want full on open.
I think some people got to the point where you walk in the front door, it looks like a warehouse.
No.
There's no interior walls. So I think this can add and make your home more enjoyable, but not necessarily add value as a pool. So, we've had a lot of people that moved here from California that wanted houses with pools because it's 120 degrees in the summer.
But I think pools are great. So
yeah, well, I knew that. Bold colors.
Yeah, that's the new. Actually, that is the trend this year. Is the bold colors.
Well, they don't help you sell your house, and you don't get more money for them. So, saunas do not add value. So if you have a built-in sauna, like in your master bath, your primary bath. See, I made that mistake.
That's weird.
That does not add value. High-end finishings. I kind of didn't agree with this too much. Like, some of the real high-end appliances, like stoves and microwaves and dishwashers, I think those add value. This says that it actually says a lot of the high-end toilets don't add anything to the value.
You know what? I added something that is 2 things that people have walked into my house currently from being remodeled. They're like, ooh, I like this. One is I upgraded to all brass light
fixtures.
Fixtures. What are they called on my light switches?
Oh,
yeah, on my light
that's
switches.
cool.
And they're unlacquered brass, so they'll patina over time. And then the other thing is I got these brass fasteners that are on the corners of my baseboards.
Oh, that sounds cool.
They just sit like when you're vacuuming and you'll hit the corner and it chips. It sits there on the bottom of it and it's a little decorative.
Oh, that's cool.
That was like $50 on Amazon.
Oh, there you go.
Packet of them.
Amazon. Here's 2 more. Elaborate landscaping, which I definitely agree. Like having a landscape that's really hard to take care of. Yeah, like a lot of plants and trees to trim and all that sounds cool.
Manicured, but not elaborate.
Fountains, all that kind of stuff sounds great, but somebody has to take care of that. And then wall-to-wall carpet doesn't add any value.
Wall-to-wall carpet out. Ugh.
Yeah. So those are things, if you're thinking about upgrading your house, avoid those things. There's a lot of other things you can do that will add, like going from a tile countertop to a solid surface countertop will add a lot of value to the house.
That's true.
Things like that.
True. Steve, you have lived all over the world. You were born across the pond, and you went to high school in Spain, and you had some really cool adventures. But you've been in Texas now, what,
22 years?
20-something years, yeah. So, but when you lived in Homestead, Florida, did you really kind of consider that the South? When you lived there?
No, the South, whenever I hear the South, I think Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, like that. That's what I think of when I think the South. North Carolina, South Carolina, that like that.
Well, like I'm a South Texas girl. I always say I'm a South Texas girl, but like Southern girls are just built different. It's just
Without
in our
a doubt.
DNA. We are just built different. But there, at any given moment, apparently, according to this article, there are 3 things that a Southern girl will always have. Three things. Guess.
Okay.
See if you can.
Oh, God.
As far as her appearance.
As far as her appearance.
First
long
one,
hair.
Well, first one is at any given moment, her hair will look incredible.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, so if the rest of your life is a mess, your hair is going to look incredible. Okay, so the second one are your nails. Your nails are going to be impeccable. That would be, and it doesn't have to be at the same time. And then the thing that I always have on are earrings. And I sleep in my earrings. I swim in my earrings.
Doesn't it bother you to sleep in them?
It doesn't at all.
That's funny.
No. And the bonus was having lipstick on. And my grandmother, it brought me back to my grandmother. My grandmother always said that she could just look like a hot mess, but if she didn't have her lipstick on, like she was never put together. And when the sad part of this story is when we were getting her ready for her funeral, I had to go find her lipstick because I was like, I cannot have my grandmother not in her lipstick when
no
she's
kidding.
buried. But yeah, Southern girls are just built a little
It's
different.
funny too, yeah, because you can be out like on a hike or something, and all those things can be true.
You can, yeah. I mean, maybe not all at the same time, but yeah, most definitely. But yeah, I think it's just it's a Southern girl thing.
Girls up north or California do all that?
Well,
is that particular only to Southern girls?
I think that maybe the stereotype is like California girls, Southern California girls are overly obsessed with their appearance. And so I think the premise of this article is you can be in sweatpants and look like ass, but your nails are going to be done, or your hair will be done, or you'll have lipstick on, or you'll at least have earrings on.
I think the other thing that Southern women tend to have is a little bit of sass, which I
don't know. I don't identify with that.
Yeah, right.
I don't identify.
I was reading this story the other day, and it was funny because somebody did this to me, and when I read this story, it really hit home. Have you heard of the term boomer asking?
Boomer asking, like if an old boomer asks me a question?
No. It's when an expression of interest becomes a chance for your colleague to brag, complain, or share about themselves. So it would be, say,
like a boomerang?
Yes. So it's, I ask you a question so that the topic can come back to me.
Oh, you do that to me every day.
I do not do that to you every day. I think I'm a pretty good listener. You cannot be a good podcaster and not be a good listener. Now, it would be like, well, actually, it would be just like this. It would be somebody came in, sat with us, and we were interviewing them, and you asked them, so what do your kids do? And they tell you, and the whole reason you, and I'm not saying you would do this, but the whole reason you asked is so that you could tell them about how great your kids are doing.
Well, I think that, I mean, oh gosh, maybe am I guilty of this? Okay, tell me what the definition, like go. I
just did. It's an expression of interest, and I act like I'm interested in something about you.
But I am interested, but I also like.
This is different than people in a conversation where they're sharing about themselves. Okay. This is the intention is to the intention of the question is to get you to a point where we can talk about me, and it's double-sided because not only do you start to feel like, wait a minute, what's going on here? But you actually feel betrayed when that happens. Like, you showed interest in me and I opened myself up to you, and then now I'm discovering that all you're doing is making it about you. And it's a very common faux pas, and I think it's more common amongst younger kids these days who want to talk about themselves, who feel very important on social media. You know, if you think about it, 80% of what's on social media is people bragging about themselves. So a lot of these younger kids are asking questions just so they can get to the point where they can say, hey, check me out.
I think I think it goes back to, I'm not actively listening to you. I'm just waiting for you to stop talking so I can tell my story.
That's exactly what it is.
And yeah, I've probably been guilty of that.
I think everybody is
a victim of that.
Well, yeah. Well, we've all been victims, and we've all probably done it to a certain degree.
I'm a victim.
Yeah, right. But when you are talking with somebody, if you really want to build a relationship built on trust, then ask them sincere questions and listen to what they have to say.
Yes, Steve, listen to what I have to see that.
Well, not for you. I'm not doing that with you. I'll do that with other people, Michelle. But anyway, I save yourself some trouble. Don't boomer ask, especially in the relationships you really care about.
You know what? I don't think now there's probably a story. I don't know. It's very rare that you and I hear an original story from either of us.
Well, yeah, that's probably true.
Unless it's like current, unless something happened currently.
Yeah, that's true.
But like,
yeah, if I tell you anything about me growing up, you'd be like, yeah, you told me that 12 times.
No, but I'm always interested and I'm fascinated by it. I love to hear like the nuances. Okay, so when I was in California 2 weeks ago and I was sitting across from Todd's boss and he went to China, I think I had talked about this a little bit, and I was fascinated by his story and I kept asking him, I was like, he was talking about the food, and I was like, what were the notes? What were the flavors? What were this? And I was like, and I was peppering him, and I felt like I was interviewing him. He was like, what am I on a podcast?
I find myself doing that all the time, but I'm sincerely interested in what people have to say. I want to, the people that have sat in this chair next to us and told us the things they've done in their lives, the experiences they've had, I've learned so much. And I want to hear that from everybody, because everybody has a story. Everybody has something interesting about them.
That's true. Well, speaking of stories, I have got a story for you. Okay, so do you know it's like late 1990s, early 2000 band Fastball?
I know this song, but I have never heard of the band Fastball.
I'll play this song.
Is it turned way up? I'm not sure.
I don't know if you'll be able, I don't want to play it too loud because I don't want to get it I don't want to get copyright. Okay, so this is
they'll pull us off YouTube.
Yeah, this is the song called "The Way," right?
Okay.
Well, okay, I did not know that Fastball was an Austin-based band.
I did not know that either.
And so this was one of their top charted songs called "The Way," but it is based on a true story, and the true story is like crazy. So they were looking for ideas to write songs. I'm going to turn it down so I don't get distracted. They were looking for ideas for songs, and so one of the lead singer, his manager said, "Well, why don't you just read the newspaper and see if you can come up with some stories?"
Yeah.
Just by reading the newspaper. And so he did, and he ran across this story about Leela and Raymond Howard. And they were from Salcedo, and they were going to Temple to Pioneer Days, which is like something that they did every year. They were very, very excited, it was just a tradition that they did.
Okay.
And they were in their 80s. I think Howard or Raymond had brain surgery like a couple of months prior, and Leela, there were signs that she was probably getting dementia or Alzheimer's or something like that. And so it was in 1997 when he read this story, and they headed out to Pioneer Days, and when the nighttime came, their kids couldn't get a hold of them. And their kids kind of always checked on them. They could never figure out what happened to them. So he started so he's reading this story in the Austin American-Statesman, believe it or not. And one of the lines is, anyone can see the road that they walk is on paved in gold. It's always summer and they'll never get cold. They'll never get hungry and they'll never get old. Now, this trip that they took to Temple was at max 15 minutes, right?
Okay.
The way the story keeps going is they end up driving to Arkansas. Now the fact that they drove to Arkansas, and somewhere constantly along the way they got stopped by a police officer because their lights weren't on. I think they stopped and asked for directions. Their kids can't even figure out how they got through the Dallas traffic and ended up in Arkansas. And apparently they had some family up in Arkansas, but none close enough that they would just drop everything and go up there. So it wasn't until about 2 weeks later, a kid is walking home from school, and he's by a ravine, and he smells something horribly, right? And they find the car. It's about day 13. And the family was very grateful, because a lot of times, especially when you see, these Amber Alerts or these what is it Amber Alert for adult?
No,
is it Silver Alert?
Silver Alert.
Silver Alert.
Yes.
That a lot of times these people aren't found, right?
Right.
So the family was very grateful that they were found, but then this song comes out, right? And it is, and it's a chart topper.
Yeah.
When somebody in their family listens to the song and goes, "Oh my gosh, this sounds like Grammy and Grampy. Like this sounds like the story." And it turns out it is.
It was written about them.
It was entirely written about them. This song charted, what was it? I said 1998, so
98.
24 years ago, almost 25 years ago.
So Fastball is the band, and The Way is the song. So if you want to go on Apple Music and pull it up, or Spotify.
But I think one of the fascinating things is, number one, I thought that I had no idea that they were an Austin band, and they were kind of stuck in this like college realm of music. They couldn't get out of it until they wrote this song. This song catapulted them, and it made it was a platinum album, and so on and so forth.
I did not know that.
But it's the story about the Howards and how they went missing.
The whole process of writing music fascinates me. That like I was listening to a song on Pandora the other day, and there was a line that "Rain on a Tin Roof." It's gosh dang it,
Tim Groff?
No, it's a woman. I can't remember her name. Anyway, and I thought the word tin, picking the word tin in that instance, just is so much more romantic than saying rain on a metal roof or rain on a roof. And so the whole idea of picking these words that evoke emotions in songs is really cool. I wish I had that talent. No, it's she's got a very sexy voice. Dang it. It'll come to me. It'll come to me later when we're off.
Yeah,
off
it
there.
will. It will actually come to you. I was driving to work this morning, and I heard Ty Meyer's song "Ends of the Earth," and I was talking to our coworker Cedric the other day, and I was like, "This kid is 17 years old, and the lyrics that come out of this kid." Now, granted, he has writing, partners and teams and stuff like that, and there's a whole machine in Nashville.
That's a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
This kid is 17 years old.
Writes lyrics like he's a 60-year-old man with a whole life experience behind him, and all these things that have happened.
It's funny, like on social media, when I'm reading the comments and they're listening to Ty for the first time, and they're like, "Wait, he's how old?" Like, I thought this guy was 30 years old. Like, even his voice. And I told Cedric, I said, it's going to be cool to watch how his voice changes over the next couple of years. Yeah. Because, it'll
He's still in puberty.
Yeah, I know, right?
Nora Jones is who I was thinking of.
Nora Jones.
Yeah,
okay.
There's a line, "Rain on a Tin Roof." Anyway, I have a real quick story, and then we're going to wrap up and get Will in here. Got a thing going on. We're at near the end of it. 88% of the people in the country that make a New Year's resolution don't make that resolution last until February.
Be like me and don't make them at all.
Don't make resolutions at all. So one of the things that happens a lot is people get gym memberships, because one of the most common resolutions is, I'm going to get fit, I'm going to lose weight, those kind of things. Yeah. And so I've been seeing this at the YMCA, and I wanted to point out a couple of things maybe that would help people keep their resolutions. These are gym faux pas and how to stop the regulars from hating you.
Sweating on stuff and not wiping things off.
There you go. There's one right there. I saw a guy was on the elliptical sweating so much that there were puddles on the ground when he was done.
That's how you get a staph infection.
Yeah. Well, he got off and walked away from the machine. I was like, dude, no, that's gross. See, nobody wants to use that machine the rest of the day now. That's one of them right there.
Okay, that's another reason why I couldn't, because I would be like, dude, come wipe your sweat off.
Yeah.
Is that a faux pas to yell at people in the gym?
You can say things politely. It is a faux pas to yell. Oh.
Okay, I would politely yell.
Yeah. All right, here's one that drives me nuts. Don't hog machines while you're not using them. There are people that they will do one set, they knock out 12, and then they sit there for 10 minutes on the machine for 10 minutes on Instagram checking their feed or whatever. Don't hog the machine.
That's hogging a machine.
Yeah, because you're not working out. You're stand up. You can rest for a minute or two and do your second set, but don't sit there for 10 minutes. Don't hog the machines. And the weights too. I've seen people, they collect like 25 weights around a bench, and so nobody else can use them. No influencing. Stop taking pictures of yourself when you're at the gym. Nobody cares. Clean up after yourself. socialize somewhere else.
Oh.
So yes, there are.
No.
Yes, there are people.
No. There are people that go to the gym and that's their social hour.
Well, that's okay. It's when there are like 20 people standing around talking, and they're in front of the machines, they're in front of the weights, and they are basically stopping everybody else from being able to do their workouts.
You're a gym snob.
I am not. This is not my list. I'm actually
a gym snob.
Yes, I am. Earbuds.
Okay.
Don't take a phone call in the gym without earbuds on, and don't watch videos with just the sound on. Saw that the other day too. Don't take half-hour-long showers in the locker room. You don't need to take a half-hour-long shower.
There's a lot of rules at this gym.
There's no rules. These are just, you just be polite to the people around you. Those, you know, you think
I don't
about.
like rules.
Yeah, I know that. You know, a lot of people go in the gym and they've got 45 minutes and they got a whole workout regime they want to do. And if you're hogging their machine, or there's only 2 of the weights that you need to use, and somebody else has them next to their bench that they're not using for 30 minutes, it disrupts your whole day. Just kind of be aware of what's going on.
It disrupts your whole day.
Disrupts your whole workout.
Your whole day is ruined.
I misspoke, Michelle. You got to give me a break. No, it just disrupts your whole workout. So, like a lot of times, I go in and I mean, right down to the minute. I'm like, I got to walk out of here at 7:45. If I'm not done, I don't get it done. So.
Okay, so if someone sees you in the gym, okay, that you don't want someone to talk to you.
No, I'm okay with that. No.
They can talk to you, but they can't stand by your equipment if you're not. I need the rules.
No, this happened to me the other day. I was trying to do my workout. There was 5 guys standing behind me having a conversation, and it went, and it was not a, hey, how you doing? How's your year going? But it was a 10-minute conversation, 3 feet behind my head as I was trying to do my bench.
Oh, see, now that's weird.
Yeah,
okay,
that's my point.
That's my point. I'll agree with that.
I do that. Hey, Carl, how you doing? You good? Your swim workout this morning? Okay, yeah, have a great one. I'll do that. I'm not antisocial. I'm talking about, if the gym should not be your place to go if you really want to go to a bar. How's that? If you want to go someplace and socialize, go someplace where that's.
Therefore, I will go to a bar.
And you'll be happy, yeah. So
because there's no sweating in a bar.
There's no sweating. That's not the word I thought you said. All right, well, we got to take a little break. We went a little long on that monologue, but we're going to get Will Rivera from the Dripping Springs City Lifestyle Magazine in here, so sit tight. We'll be right back. That was 32 minutes.
Ooh,
thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. That was a lot of stuff. Covered a lot of stuff today.